Alright, I am here to spread the word, because this is one of the most satisfying teams I have played in any fighting game, and yet, no one plays it. It is not quite what you'd expect, because I am talking about Warwick with Ekko, and specifically, Double Down. That's right, Double Down. Not 2x assist, not freestyle, Double Down. So why Double Down? Why is this team so sick? And what makes it the ultimate Warwick synergy? Well, there's a lot that goes into synergy. But namely, this isn't just a Warwick team. This is uniquely a Bloodlust Warwick team. If you didn't catch that, I said uniquely. That's right, this isn't just a Bloodlust Warwick team. This is the only Bloodlust Warwick team. So the thumbnail kind of gave it away already. But yeah, with this team, nearly every hit you get can take you from 0 all the way to 100% Bloodlust, meaning that you can actually base your game plan around playing Bloodlust Warwick, and use that as a sort of win condition. Now to some of you that might not seem so special, especially because every single team in the game can get full blood with just one combo. Just find the right formula, learn your team's assist extensions, and just like that, Bloodlust. So what's the difference here? Well, you see, assists are strong, assists are valuable. A lot of the time you're going to be using your assist just to get the hit in the first place, meaning it'll be on cooldown once it's time to actually start comboing. But this team doesn't need assists, because we can use Double Down to build all the blood we need. In fact, just to show how much you can get, peep this combo. Ekko Start, no assist used, just Double Down, still building 100% blood. No other team can do this. Heck, many teams would struggle to get any kind of meaningful hard tag combo, let alone one that builds a lot of blood. And once you do start adding assists to the mix, then you get to the real sauce. Some of you might not know though, but one of Warwick's weaknesses as a character is that he builds the opponent a lot of burst. These double down routes help alleviate that issue while still getting your damage in. But we can take it even further than that. If you want to be really cognitive of resources, this double down team even lets you get full Bloodlust while also getting Limit Strike Ender. You can see the resource gain for both teams is almost identical. And this is very common routing too, because you can even do this from Ekko Start. And when I say common, I mean common. This isn't some crazy, niche, impractical, Twitter combo-only tech that I'm showing you guys. You can go into this off of just about anything. You land a corner hit? Not a problem. Here's the adjustment for that. Everyone's favorite jump time winder plus assist? We got those too. A really high anti-air 2H? You'll have to adjust the timing to the height, but still, doable. And the practicality does not end there, because things happen in the game. Maybe you hit an assist, maybe you got bursted, maybe you just misjudged your routing. Regardless, you build a little extra blood, and now you notice you hit 100% cap early. Well, congratulations, because you've just unlocked the secret synergy. Because this DHC goes into the Ekko Setplay. And doing it this way, of course, you still have Bloodlust Warwick in the back, ready to go whenever you need him next. Alright. That's enough combos for now. You got the hit, you got into Bloodlust. What's so great about that? Well, due to the nature of the mechanic, right away you're going to be on Oki. And Bloodlust Warwick has the complete 4-way mix solo. Especially now that his overhead and throws can lead into full combos, no problem. You can easily kill the character with the next hit you get. And what truly makes this mix scary is that these mix-ups can come in at basically any time, leaving the opponent constantly on guard. Particularly powerful are the immediate versus tick timings. Overall, Bloodlust Warwick is an absolute terror to try and survive against. But of course, not all mix is Oki. Bloodlust also helps enable JS2 as an overhead option, now that he gets a full combo off it. Enabling really cool Bloodlust-only mix-up options, like this one. Here's another mix, really niche, but super funny, so I just had to show it. Did you guys catch that? This hit cross-up. Anyways, moving on. Once you get the hit, the Bloodlust combos are basically a step up in every single regard. He actually becomes a very high damage character. And this is nice for some of the problems mentioned earlier with Warwick, but it's also a bit of a compounding effect. It's very common, for example, that your first hit will get you into Bloodlust, your second hit will kill without spending any bar, and then your next hit, you can actually dump all of your blood, build a third bar, and go into level 3 to get back into blood again, helping keep Bloodlust up to close out the round. Let's start talking about neutral, because he gets a few important things. The air demon flip is a huge upgrade to his air mobility, though I will warn you, I see a lot of people try to use this as a straight rushdown tool. It is not that. It is a movement option. It lets you be more nuanced and tricky with your positioning, but if you just charge at them predictably, you're still a big, easy target. The next mention is the anti-zoning upgrades. This slash very cleanly goes through projectiles, and it becomes near impossible to zone out Warwick, honestly. It is very scary to even consider throwing out a projectile once he's in Bloodlust. His anti-air game also very improved, now that you don't even have to consider using 2H, with Bloodlust DP giving a full combo. And something that really goes under the radar is his DP assist actually gets improved. Not directly, but the fact that you can actually tag while airborne and have viable air options instead of just being a sitting duck, it's actually hugely useful. Of course, there's always more you can mention in a game like this, but let's double back a bit here, because I want to talk more about what Double Down has to offer. So I brought up damage a couple times already, mentioning the higher damage routes, Bloodlust being a damage buff, and most importantly building less burst for your opponent so you can actually get your damage in. But to better put that into perspective, most rounds, you can actually win the round in one less interaction compared to if you were playing 2x or freestyle. Sometimes even 2 less interactions, just depending on how burst and everything pans out. And I shouldn't have to say, but in actual matches, being able to just meter dump more easily, tack on that little bit extra damage, clean up that kill, close out that round, that's a huge boon that will directly lead to winning more games. Because we're not perfect players. We're not always doing the perfect route, and sometimes that little DHC at the end is exactly what you need. More important than just a little bit of damage during your combos, though, are the conversions that Double Down offers. Moves like Overhead can now full combo without an assist up, doubling your damage, not to mention taking your opponent all the way to the corner. Most notably, Air Throw becomes an incredibly rewarding starter. If you look into things, you'd honestly be surprised how often Warwick can hit you, but it just kind of tickles. He's balanced around that fact even. But this synergy, it bypasses that issue almost entirely. And having higher reward inherently leads to having better options. Just like Bloodlust, your anti-air game gets better, because you get a full combo off your DP, once again. Side note, this makes the team a lot easier to play, now that you never have to use 2H, you never have to make that decision of consistency versus damage. You can just always use one of the best anti-airs in the game, Warwick DP. And throwback again, you remember that Bloodlust only mix I talked about? Yeah, well, I lied. Because you can also do this with Double Down. Just super, full combo, giving you the same mix-up opportunities. The epitome of all this, though, is just raw super. This move is a full screen, tracking, relatively quick, often even evasive move that can be done ground or the air, but often goes by the wayside because the reward is just so low. Not anymore, though. With Double Down, we're getting a full combo. Look at this. You do not want to get hit by that. And it is very easy to get hit by this move. This move has a ton of ways that you can use it. First is as a reaction punish. There are plenty of moves you see them with, or even start up, and you just send this out, they're literally handing you the combo. Ari wants to do her full screen super. Nope, not allowed. Teemo, just casually trying to zone. Nope, can't do that either. Ekko just wants to play safe, make some space. Sorry, bud, not today. For the next use, if you have a good read, you can really use it as a call-out for pretty much anything. Especially useful full screen. When your opponent tries to set something up, they think they're finally safe. Catch them with this, make them second guess, ever trying to do it again. One tactic I personally love is using it when you jump in as an anti-air. And here's a funny one. You might have seen this before. You can use it as a pseudo frame trap in block strings, most notably after a blocked overhead. Now for other teams, this is more of a meme kind of strat, but once again, thanks to Double Down, this is an actual threat. And if that wasn't enough to make this a legit strategy, there is full-on mind games and counterplay for just about anything you can think of. Even if they don't want to engage with it, they just want to sit there and block, this DHC is plus on block. Overall, this move can be great for just coin flipping the game. And sometimes, that's how you want to go out. Now, I've said a lot of stuff at this point. That said, it's largely just been rushing through, highlighting all these various little synergies that the team has, because I'm sure most of you weren't even aware what this team is capable of. But some of you out there might not yet be convinced that this is truly the ultimate Warwick synergy. After all, every single team in the game has good things you can say about them, but they also have their faults. Well, this team is certainly no exception. The main two problems being that it is backloaded and unforgiving. But from here, what I'd like to do is give you my main reasoning for why this truly is the ultimate Warwick synergy. Because honestly, it's quite simple. You see, Ekko is already well established as one of, if not the best and highest synergy partners for Warwick. That said, the more common 2x and freestyle variations are more built to take advantage of Ekko's strengths as a character, whereas Double Down is more of a Warwick-focused team. So right, you take an already high synergy team, you sacrifice a little bit of Ekko's synergy, you improve a little bit of Warwick's synergy. I'm pretty happy to call that Warwick's highest synergy. Now I am just talking about synergy though. It's possible that on any given patch, the other fuses, or maybe a different partner altogether, are a higher tier team, but barring significant reworks or new characters, this should be Warwick's highest synergy. But really, I'm just gonna go back to my original argument. This is the only Bloodlust team. Bloodlust is a core Warwick mechanic, and it's not like that's the only thing going on here. So how is that not the extra layer that pushes this team a whole synergy tier above the rest of them? Well, end of the day, I just thought Bloodlust was a cool mechanic. I wanted to play Bloodlust Warwick, not just Warwick. So I made a team around it. Here we are now. And for those of you out there also looking to give it a try, I have to give a shout. It has a pretty low barrier to entry. You just pick up a few combos, make sure you're getting into blood. I got the introductory routes all throughout this video, so you don't need to pick up the hard stuff yet. Stuff like Warwick Mix is relatively straightforward. You can play a simple but effective Ekko, you don't need to get into crazy clone stuff yet. Now for those of you looking to invest more into the team, I'll mention that the team is really rewarding for you combo fiends out there. See, I'm a big believer in tournament combos, which is why you see the recommended BnB throughout this video. But if you really like labbing combos, there is a lot of room to optimize. Adjusting to your spacing, adjusting to the resources, sometimes even just doing a more technical, tighter execution combo for that little bit more damage. And honestly, the combos are just so satisfying. Even after the 100th time of doing the same BnB just in training mode, it still feels good to hear that Bloodlust howl at the end of it. Really, even if you don't want to play this team, I would suggest for anyone out there who enjoys combo trials, just take some of the combos from this video and just use them as combo trials, because they are that fun. They are that enjoyable to do. And as a final note to you guys out there, this really doesn't make a difference, but one last thing I find really interesting about this team is that it's unique as a double down team. See, the main double down users out there, like Teemo and Jinx, they use it for utility in neutral via SuperTag, and the more generic double down teams just use it as a damage engine. But this team uses it for utility by getting an install. I don't know, just a neat thought, like I said. Anyways, thanks for watching. Catch you guys out there. Hope you found this as cool as I do. Peace.